up, y'all? It's your girl QueensteezTV, and I am back with another video. If you've been following this crazy story about the worst vacation that I have ever been on, then you already know that this saga is just continuously getting worse, okay? If this is your first time here on my channel or you somehow stumble upon this video, first hit that subscribe button. I got a whole bunch of story times on the channel that you can go check out. Hit that like button when you come up in this video, because that's how we do over here in the Steez Gang. And Steez Gang, y'all already know what to do. Hit that like button, okay? If you find yourself here, this is part 4 of the video, okay? Meaning that there's 3 more parts. So if this is the first video that you find, go watch part 1, part 2, part 3, and then come on back here, okay? I'm not going to keep y'all waiting no more. This is literally the last day, and this is the day that the stuff really hit the fan, and y'all was getting ready to come ahead to get me out of the clink, because Frontier Airlines is horrible, and I cannot say that enough, okay? And I want this video to get to them, and I'm going to do them a dedicated video, okay? Because they still haven't answered me. This trip was almost, what, a month ago. They still haven't said anything to me. Nothing about reimbursement. Nothing about all the money I spent. Nothing about them TV meetings. Nothing. So, meet me in the video, okay? And let me tell y'all about the last day, and then I'm going to get in their ass.
When I come through, man, you know that I be big ballin'. Work hard, play hard, man, I put my all in. The deal's getting bigger, man, they won't stop calling. They thinking that I'm mellow when I'm just recharging. Work hard, play hard, man, I put my all in. The deal's getting bigger, man, they won't stop calling. They thinking that I'm mellow when I'm just recharging.
Alright, y'all, so literally this is the last day, and I got my stuff packed and I am ready to go, okay? Because the total trip has been a bust, okay? I'm still texting customer service like, hey, what am I supposed to do about my items that were stolen out of my bag? And they keep sending me a link to this thing that says stuff that was lost on the plane. So, like I told y'all before, Frontier Airlines does not have a customer service phone number. You gotta contact them either on Instagram, WhatsApp, Twitter, like super unprofessional. So they keep sending me the link to a form that say lost items on a plane, and I keep telling them I didn't lose my items, okay? Someone stole my items. Someone broke into my suitcase. Someone broke the lock off of my suitcase. Someone entered my suitcase. Someone rummaged around my suitcase. I did not lose anything, okay? It was stolen, and one of your employees stole it. So I was like, you know what? I'm so irritated. So around 5 o'clock in the morning, right? I get a text from them that say, hey, it's a storm in the area or whatever. The plane is delayed for, I believe it was 2 hours. I don't know, but I'm going to put the message in there. So I tell them like, hey, y'all, the flight is delayed. So maybe around 7 o'clock, you get another text that say, hey, the flight is still delayed because we don't have an aircraft to take you home. So you got a flight that leave, but it's no aircraft to take the people home. So basically what happened was the pilots had to fly from Baltimore to Mexico to pick the people up and then take us back to Baltimore because they didn't have a plane in Mexico. Ghetto. Anyway, so I was like, you know what? Let's just go the regular time. I said, because at this point, I do not trust this airline. I said, all they do is lie. And now I know that they steal. They lie and they steal, okay? And like my grandmother always said, if you a lie, you a steal. And for sure, Frontier Airlines lies and steals. I had to catch myself, yo, because we only a few minutes into the video, baby. And I need my coin. So I'm going to take it easy. So I said, let's still go to the airport at the same time, y'all. I never took a shower, got dressed, and everything so quick. I had all my bags ready, and I was like, let's go. I was like, let's call the cab, the Uber. I'm ready to go. So we get to the airport or whatever, get checked in. I was like, I hope it ain't nothing wrong. Because remember coming, they couldn't, it was something wrong with them scanning my passport or whatever. So they scanned the passport or whatever, everything all good, check in. I'm like, Lord, please let the bags make it back home. But I'm like, at this point, if they don't make it back home, I don't even care. So we go up and I'm like, okay, we might as well just get something to eat. So we get an email. We had already gotten an email that was like, oh, you need to go through customs. So we all looking at each other like, when you got to go through customs at the airport going home, you go through customs when you land, whatever you want. I was like, I never heard of going through customs before you leave the country. You usually go once you land. So like once we get back to Baltimore, then we go through customs. That's the same way when we land in Mexico, you go through customs. It's not like go through customs before you leave Baltimore. Then when you get to Mexico, you go through customs again. You only go through once when you get to your end destination. So that's the FYI for people who like may have never traveled before. So I was like, okay, weird. So we at the airport 3 hours early because we like, okay, we ain't messing around with them. They just said the plane is delayed, but they also told us to be there 3 hours before time to go through customs, which was weird. But anyway, whatever. We get there, we check in, we look at the little gift shops. I was like trying to find some items like to bring back for people. But then I was like, you know what? I'm not bringing nothing back to nobody because I had a horrible time. And maybe if I had a good time, I would bring people stuff. But I was like, yeah, I'm not. So I found something to eat. I ended up getting Panda Express. It was horrible. It was the same. I don't even know why I got Panda. Because Panda is nasty at home. So I was just irritated. So I was like, I just need to put something on my stomach just to eat. And then they had like burgers and stuff. I didn't want none of that. I really just wanted to go home. So when time come, the regular time for our flight to leave, right? I think, what time did the flight leave? I think the flight was scheduled to leave at like 11:30 or something like that. I believe it was 11:30, but I'm going to go look. But anyway, the flight was, remember we got the message said the flight was delayed. So when it got to like the regular time that the flight would leave, it was like maybe 20 minutes or so before. I was like, yo, let's just go sit around by the gate. So we go walking around and I'm like, dang, I gotta go to the bathroom. But I said, okay, we go sit by the gate, put my stuff down, and then I'll go back to the bathroom. So we walking, and I was like, what's our gate number again? So they was like 62. So I was like, that gate right there at 62 is boarding the flight. So I was like, is it a flight that left before us? They was like, no, we was the first flight leaving. So I said, oh, fuck no. I said, they is boarding that flight. So I ran up there and I ran right up to the man. I said, is this the flight for Baltimore? He was like, yeah. I was like, I got a message saying that this flight was delayed. He looked at me. He said, well, it ain't delayed no more. Woosah. I said, Steve, don't cut up in this airport because you're in Mexico. I said, do not cut up in this airport, girl, because you is in Mexico. I said, what? He said, yeah, it ain't delayed no more. So I look at them, and they look at me, and we look at him, and I look back at them because I'm still in disbelief that, what? When was y'all going to send a notification and say that the flight wasn't delayed no more? So it was a lady that was sitting there, and she was like, she overheard the commotion. So she was like, what? She like, I'm going back to Baltimore. She like, I've been sitting here the whole time that they've been boarding this flight. She was like, they never mentioned a thing about the flight boarding to go back to Baltimore. So I'm going to just call this flight 111. So, you know, usually when you go to the airport, they get on the thing. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Let me get right. They get on the thing and say, welcome aboard the airlines. Flight 111 is boarding going back to Baltimore. If you're, whatever. Line it up. So So, look, turn off, come back right. All right. So, yeah, they usually call the flight number, whatever, had the people line up. So, the lady, like, she like, I've been sitting here, because I got a message saying it was delayed, but to be here 3 hours early. She like, I've been sitting here the whole time. She was like, and never once did y'all announce that the flight 111 going back to Baltimore was boarding. So, I'm just like, wow. So, we at the gate, fussing at him. I'm like, what you need? What you need? The boarding pass? Like, what you need? Because at this point, I'm like, get me on the flight. I said, because for real, y'all about to have to call the federales. Whoever y'all got in Mexico. Because I'm like, I'm literally getting ready to go off. I'm getting ready to turn this plane upside down. We sit here trying to fuss with him, right? I wasn't even trying to, like, you know me, correct. I wasn't even trying to fuss with him. I was just irritated. I just wanted him to scan my damn ticket and let me get on the plane so I could put my 2 feet in BWI so I can get back to my car so I could go home. I was so mad. So mad. Blood was boiling. So while we're trying to handle this with him, I'm like, what you need? The board pass, passport? What do you need to scan? It's a lady over here. She cussing them out. They like, the lady like, no, I don't care what you say. Now, these Mexican people, so, but they was hood. The lady, she was like, I don't care, the police coming. So the police coming to arrest one lady. And some other police out there with a dog that's not, they want to strip search him, but they was frisking this man and this woman to get on the plane. They must have had something on them, because I'm going to tell y'all about that. So the man like, oh, the system went down. I was like, it's too much going on. I said, look, can I get on the plane or get off the plane? On the plane, where am I going? Where am I going? So he like, no, come back. So then he like, oh, whatever, the system won't come up. Just get on the plane, just get on the plane. Just get on the plane, get on the plane. I was like, gave my passport and just went. Because I was like, you know what? So while we getting on the plane or whatever, we like, man, this some bullshit. I don't believe this, blah, 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 blah. So it was a cute little flight attendant, little Miss Girl. And he was like, what's wrong, y'all? So I was telling him, I was like, this whole trip been a mess. I'm like, y'all lost my shit. Y'all stole my stuff. Y'all talk about the flight delay. Ain't say nothing. So I'm just like going off. I was like, look, where can I sit? So I went to my assigned seat, right, whatever. Y'all got on the plane. And now listen, this a Boeing Jet Global Express out the country, but the blue price still connect, you know? It wasn't even 30 people on the plane. I wonder why, because they sent everybody a message saying that the plane was delayed for a certain amount of hours, and they never told people that the flight was on time. So I'm pretty sure they left hundreds of people stranded in Mexico. So I'm like sitting in my seat. I'm just like, man, how is that even boarding the plane? Because I'm like, people don't even know that the plane is leaving. And that really made me upset even more. Because I'm like, y'all are stranding several people in Mexico. Like, and I just thought about it like, yo, what if that was me? Like, I really, listen, y'all really would have had to come get me. For real, I'm telling you, y'all really would have had to come get me, because not that I couldn't have just bought another plane ticket, but it's just the audacity for you to do that, and the fact that you feel that that is okay for you to strand several people. Yeah, I might got it, but what if it was some people or a couple of people who spent their last just to go to Mexico to have a good time, and all they could afford was their plane ticket back? Like, stuff like that is not right. Frontier Airlines, that is not right. And I'm sorry, y'all, that I'm yelling and screaming, but this shit is really getting me fucking mad all over again. And the fact that they still have not responded to any of my emails, and y'all owe me money. Like, what? So, anyway, while we was on the plane, whatever, the flight attendants, it was only one guy. He was really nice. It was him and another girl. They was really nice, but I don't know if they was training a flight crew, but it was just a lot going on. There was a lot going on that plane, and I was just like, please come on. Please get me home. So the guy and the girl, they was like, sorry y'all had such a bad time or whatever. They was like, y'all can really have whatever y'all want. They was like, it's free. It's on us. They like chips. I should have got all y'all stuff. I should have got peanuts, pine nuts, Ritz cracker chips, Jack and Coke, pineapple juice, whatever y'all had, give me 2. Give all of us 2. I should have took all y'all stuff, but I was like, look, just give me a pineapple. What I got? A cranberry juice. I was like, just give me a cranberry juice. He like, you sure that's all you want? I was like, baby, you don't want me to get no drink up in my system. I said, because for real, listen, I might turn this plane inside out. I was like, no, just give me cranberry juice. And I said, what you could do to me is go to the captain, make sure he have a smooth landing in PWI. So, y'all, whatever. The flight is fine. Flight is uneventful. They like, oh, we 10 minutes out from PWI. I'm like, I think I got the bird flu. I'm tired of stuff. I'm like, yeah. I'm back home. Yeah. So, we land. So, literally, as the plane is coming down, as the wheels is touching the ground, I'm looking out the window, and all I see is people surrounding the plane. So I'm looking at my homegirls, and I said, y'all see this? They said, yeah, they coming to get somebody off the plane. So I said, ooh. I was cutting up in the airport. I said, did they call on QueensteezTV? And I said, well, if they did, then I said, both of y'all walk out in front of me. Because y'all know how they surround the place. I said, both of y'all walk out in front of me. Because if so, I'm coming through like Ray Lewis. I'm coming through. I said, I'm going to push y'all into them. And y'all going to see me running across the tarmac. Okay? Y'all going to have to catch QueensteezTV. Because y'all tried to get me the first time until my passport was scanned. So I was like, is they coming to get me? So they was laughing. They was like, girl, no. They was like, you're crazy as hell. They was like, no. The people that they was frisking down in Mexico, they was like, they probably waiting for them to get off the plane. So I was like, oh, I was like, they got on the plane. They was like, yeah, you ain't see them get on the plane. I said, no, I really wasn't paying them no mind, because honey, I am livid. So anyway, as I'm like walking out, so I mean, y'all know how it is. Like, I'm like, everybody be cool, be cool. I'm like, be cool. I was waiting for them to try to be like, I was getting ready to so I was like, I walked past them and they ain't say nothing. So like, I went them to the end. So they was all like, oh, well, let's see who they arrest. I was like, listen, I'm trying to go home. I was like, y'all waiting to see who get arrested. I'm going to be in my car and I'm going to be going. So anyway, when I get down there, I'm like, okay, I need to go speak to, so I get my stuff, of course, and all that. I'm like, I need to speak to the manager of Frontier because I need to file a complaint in person for whoever stole my things. So it was a girl sitting down at the little desk down there. So I asked her, I'm like, how do I file a complaint? I'm like, because, yeah, my stuff was stolen. So she like, oh, you got to go upstairs. What you sitting at the door, at the desk for, just being useless? Anyway. So I end up going upstairs. So I'm like, ain't nobody even over there. So I'm get the scanning. Where the employees at? The employees is crouched behind the desk thinking ain't nobody see them. So I went over to the desk and was like, excuse me, because I see y'all down there. I was like, look, I said, I'm trying to file a complaint. I was like, where's your manager? You know, I had to get real careful. Where's the manager? So they like, oh, it ain't no managers available. They all down at the gate. I said, look. I said I had a rough trip. I said, y'all ruined my trip. Yeah, I stole my luggage. I said, when I was leaving, the manager always at the gate. Anytime anybody need a manager, the manager down at the gate, the manager ain't never available. I said, call them from the gate. So they like, oh, well, they boarding the plane. They can't come. I said, what would be a reason for the manager to come up here right now? So they was like, if it's like an unruly customer. I said, I am your unruly customer. I am your unruly customer. Before I get unruly, because at this point, I'm home. So going to the Clinton Anne Arundel County, I ain't worried about it. I'm home. I'm home. I ain't worried about it. So I said, tell them you got an unruly customer. Get somebody up here right now. They was like, well, the police won't come. I said, good, and I want them to come too. I said, tell them to come too, because I'm going to file a police report on whoever stole my shit. Absolutely. Call whoever you need to call. I said, and if y'all need to call the National Guard, call them too. I said, but let them know that somebody stole something out of my luggage. I would like to file a formal complaint, okay? Maybe I would have had to let it go if I had a good trip. But the fact that y'all kept playing with me, the fact that y'all lost my luggage for 2 days, the fact that y'all broke the lock off of my luggage, the fact that someone had the audacity to go inside of my bag, rummage through my stuff, steal my things, the fact that y'all had the audacity to tell me that the flight was delayed, and then when I got there on time, y'all said, oh, it ain't delayed no more, like, oh, whatever the fuck, just get on the plane. That's not gonna slide. Get somebody up here right now, or maybe you might get snatched across the counter. Queen Steve said, how you want to carry it? What's up? What's up? So mind you, this whole time, the managers never come. But who do come is this whole freaking troop of police officers. They come hustling and running. And I was like, oh, they sent all these people that make a report. And they was like, well, when we called them and we called the management with a complaint, they probably think that you up here cutting up and doing all that. And I was like, oh, girl, I said, I'm not paying y'all no mind. So anyway, the police come down. I'm like, hello, officers. And they like, yeah, what's going on? I was like, first of all, I said, calm down. I said, somebody stole my things, okay? So readjust whatever you came here to do. Readjust that and get out your pen and your pad. So I'm talking to him. I'm like, look, this what happened. You know, basically explaining everything that just happened. I said, and somebody stole my stuff. So the girls that was at the counter and also gonna say, oh, they could have stole that in Mexico. No, they didn't. My stuff was at BWI for 2 days before it even arrived in Mexico. And when it arrived in Mexico, my stuff was gone. Okay? Nobody did that but somebody at Frontier. And them people in Mexico don't know nothing about no damn glamaholics. But who do? Them hoochie mamas at BWI. And I know one of y'all probably know somebody that worked there, and tell them if they have my stuff, it'll be in their best interest to give it back. And you know what? Do I want it back? I do want it back. But I want it back and I want the money to replace it. Okay? So I know what somebody probably knows somebody that knows somebody. So tell them to give my stuff. Give my stuff to you. If that, yeah, that's going to be their best bet ever, man. Tell them, give my stuff to you. And then you get in contact with me to give me my stuff back. That's how we going to rock with that. Tell them, give me my stuff. Because I'm going all the way with it. Just because it's the fact that you felt that you could just violate me so easily. Like, no. I'm not going for that. I can't go for that. So, if you feeling like it's something petty, a Glamaholics bag, some Beats by Dre headphones, it's nothing. Because, listen, I gotta actually look at the mail. Because if it's enough to get you a felony, you are going to get one. You are absolutely going to get one. Because just the fact that you felt that you could go on my stuff, no. I can't have that. I can't have that at all. So, anyway, talking to the police. So, I'm like, look, I don't want to hear that shit y'all talking about. No, they stole that in Mexico. Listen, because I dropped money in the mall, and the people damn near ran me down. I was like, mommy, you dropped the money. Them people did not take that, okay? I've had nothing but a good experience, but I know who would have took it. I hate to be like that, but I know who took it. Absolutely, 1,000%. So they keep going back and forth. So I'm like giving him my receipts, because I'm like, look, honestly, I ain't come for the back and forth. I'm like, give me my stuff. File a report, okay? Because I want my stuff back. And they keep, like, trying to justify and say all this stuff. And I was like, look, this really not your job to try to say who had what and where it was when. File a report. Give me the report number. Do your investigation. Because at this point, y'all is irritating me. Y'all is irritating me even more, trying to justify who took it, where they took it at, and all of that, and all of that. Either way, whoever took it, it was in possession of Frontier Airlines, okay? When I handed my bag over, it was handed to an employee of Frontier Airlines, okay? When my bag arrived in Mexico, it arrived with Frontier Airlines. Okay, so that all the way was y'all doing, okay? When y'all gave my stuff to the third party who y'all had delivering it, that was not approved by me. The only people that were approved to have my things was Frontier Airlines. So whoever y'all did contractual work with outside of that, guess who is responsible and liable for my things? Frontier Airlines, okay? And I will formally address Frontier Airlines because, like I said, they have yet to respond to any of my emails or refund me for my things. So guess what? In my rich white woman voice, Frontier Airlines, you will be hearing from my attorney.
When I come through, man, you know that I be big ballin'. Work hard, play hard, man, I put my all in. The